Let's we proceed on with the video number 49, Act 1 and Scene 3 and page number 48. Now see here, when Jacob grazed his uncle Laban's sheep. Now who is Jacob here? See children, let me tell you, Abraham was the founder of the Jewish race. Clear? And Isaac was the son of Abraham, and Jacob was the grandson of Abraham. So he is third possessor of Jewish race. Again, but I'm telling you, Abraham, you will come to know about Abraham also here. Abraham was the founder of the Jewish race. Isaac was his son, and Jacob was the grandson of Abraham. So Jacob was the third possessor of Jewish race. Now what happened? This Jacob, the third possessor of Jewish race, he went to his uncle Laban, and he was serving uncle Laban by serving his sheep. These two have an agreement. Jacob and uncle Laban, they had an agreement. Jacob said, all the newborn lambs with the spots and strips would be the share of Jacob for the services given to Uncle Laban and his sheep. For this, what he had kept rods on the ground. He had kept rods on the ground during the breeding period. During the breeding period of sheep. So what happened? All the newborn lambs had spots and stripes on their body and became the share of Jacob. Are you clear, beta? For the services he had given to Uncle Laban, helping him in taking care of his sheep. Okay, these two have an agreement. Jacob said, whatever the newborn lambs with stripes and spots would be the share of Jacob. For this, Jacob had kept wooden rods on the ground to influence the sheep during their breeding period. What happened? Almost all the newborn lambs had spots and strips on their body, and so it became the share of Jacob. Now, let me see again. When Jacob grazed his uncle Laban's sheep, Jacob grazed means took care of uncle Laban's sheep. The Jacob from our holy Abraham was, as his wise mother wrought on his behalf, the third possessor. Yes, he was third. But actually, this Jacob should not be the heir of Abraham. Esau was the eldest one. He should have been the third possessor of Jewish race. But Jacob's mother played a trick. She sent Esau out and made Jacob the third possessor of Jewish race. Clear? Now again come back to the book here. So Antonio, what of him? Did he take interest? No, not take interest, not as you would say. Directly interest. Mark what Jacob did when Laban and himself were compromised. That all the unlings, all the newborn lambs will, with the spots and stripes, should fall as Jacob's heir. This was a way to thrive. This was a way to earn profit. And he was blessed. And thrift is blessing. Means profit is blessing. Interest is blessing. If man does not steal it. Now, bache, here Shylock is justifying his act of taking interest from people by giving Jacob's example. Jacob had an agreement with his uncle, clear, and he told that all the newborn lambs with the spots and dots, spots and stripes would be the share of Jacob. For this, what he had done, he had kept wooden rods on the ground to influence the sheep during their breeding period. What happened? Almost all the sheep, all the lambs had, newborn lambs had spots and stripes on their body, and this way he was blessed. So, thrift is blessing, profit is blessing if men do not steal it. Antonio, this was a venture. It was not blessing, a venture, a business. What Jacob did, it was a business. This was a venture, sir, that Jacob served for. A thing not in his power to bring to pass. It was not in his power to make the lambs happen, with spots and stripes, but swayed and fashioned by the hand of heaven, or whatever was happened, it was only by the God's grace. Was this inserted to make interest good? And like whatever happened with Uncle Laban and Jacob, does this allow you to take interest? Or is your gold and silver ewes and rams? Is your gold and silver ewes and ram? Do you think the money, gold and silver, are ewes and rams? But I mean sheep or goats. Clear?